go get some. I'm gonna take a break. Out the door.
Door's cut out, kind of framed in, which should help hold most all of this pretty well square.
Yeah.
I got to put these other boards in. Because there was a door in the middle of this, it means we got to use extra 2x4s to make everything line up. But
yeah.
And those two boards up there are the two header boards for the top.
So you got a double bracelet on either side of the door.
Well, I got to make sure my spacing is right.
Right, yeah.
See, and then I'm going to have to see, I think I'm going to end up having to put 2 in here because right where this ends, that's the door to, I think it was the pantry.
Yeah, I got you. Let me see if I can get some of that. What size nails do you need?
3.5 inch, the ones in that box down there.
All right. You know, I have had comments about the fact that I squat all the time.
Yeah?
And I said, ever since I can remember being a child, ever since I can remember, it's comfortable to me to squat. Like I squat all the time. I squat in the woods, I squat filming, I squat everywhere. I squat in chairs, I squat on the bed. It's just, to me, it's a comfortable position, you know? And I remember my grandmother, my dad's mother, used to sit like this a lot. And you know, it could be a thing that I got from her because I'm a lot like her, they said. And I guess it's just a thing of, you know, you don't always gonna have a chair. And I guess you squat gardening, you squat doing a lot of things. So you have to squat to get on the cabinets.
Yeah.
And if you like me, a country girl, sometimes you have to squat to pee in the woods. So it's good to know how to squat. And I guess I've done it so much my whole life, it's just a natural thing to me. I think it would be depressing if I couldn't get up and down like that.
Probably. That's one of my fears. Not being able to do something one day. I think that's what kind of keeps me going.
But I understand, guys. I mean, it's not like I don't have chairs. He'll get me a chair. I like to squat, like around the river. You seen that? I had places to sit. I still chose to squat on the riverbank. You want me to pull that board in towards you? Like pull that one, hold that one in. Like this, hold it. Like that. So it don't pop out. Like that. But I know a lot of women my age that can't get up and down like this, so I'm fortunate. You hear that, guys? See, like, that's a gunshot. But in the country, you're not worried about it. They're target practicing.
I'm from the country, and I like it that way.
Well, they're normally target practicing. It's also August, and it's coming to the end of August, which means deer season will be opening up soon in September. And with the opening of deer season, they'll be out hunting. There's a lot of hunters. So the reason you're hearing a lot of gunshots is because they're target practicing. They're lining up their sights for their guns and stuff.
Yeah, believe me, it doesn't scare us, not one bit.
It makes me feel better to hear it because at least I know people are armed. I'm armed. I have a funny story for you guys. So talking about being protecting yourself. And I told you that I have a rifle, a hunting rifle. And when I'm by myself, I keep it loaded. And he was out of town and I was by myself. And I had it loaded, but I didn't have it loaded that night because I had it empty just sitting there. And I had the bullets beside it. And I don't normally load it unless I feel threatened. Well, anyways, I heard somebody coming up the driveway and I just grabbed the rifle. I didn't grab bullets or anything. And I had it pointed toward the ground, of course. And I opened the door to whoever was sitting in the yard. And one of the neighbors, it was one of my neighbors, and he had his 5-year-old son in the truck with him. And the first thing he said is, "Hey, you won't need that," talking about the rifle. But then when I put it down, he introduced himself and said he was my neighbor right behind me. He had in my Amazon package that came to the wrong door, and he was bringing me my package. And his son was like frozen, right? And he said, and then I put the rifle down and come out there. And he goes, but I am glad to see that if you're up here by yourself, you do that. He said, if my wife was home by herself, I want her to answer the door the same way. That
exactly.
will make somebody stay on their toes in their truck. I promise. Because the minute I seen you with a rifle in your hand, I straightened up. Right? Like you're talking clear and concise and straight.
In an event, the more people that are armed, let's say there is a stupid person. Well, a stupid person is going to be stupid regardless.
Yeah.
At least if everybody else is armed, he's not going to hurt more than 1 or 2 people before, you know, a citizen does what's necessary. You know, but I'll tell you one thing that I really wish, and I hope that education gets turned back to the states. Because one of the things I personally think they should do is a mandatory class for boys and girls that, you know, and I'm talking like a 9-week course for school credit to graduate that teaches you the firearms and their safety, how to take them apart. Everything that the Second Amendment protects should be taught in that 9-week period, or at least gone over so that everyone's, you know, knows the responsibilities.
When we were little, we were raised with that.
Yeah.
See, we had rifles and black powder rifles and regular rifles, hunting rifles, all kinds of guns laying around all the time because we had a farm and we lived in the country in the woods and we hunted game to eat. So a gun and a rifle from the time I can remember was something that was a tool, not a weapon.
That gun is no different than this drill.
Right, and it's not something that's a toy. You don't play with it, you don't touch it unless you're getting ready to use it. You don't put a bullet in it unless you're getting ready to shoot it. You never aim it at a person. You never harm an animal that you're not going to eat. You know, there are rules. There's things you don't do. We don't do things for sport.
Put your foot on that. So I can push against it.
Oh. I say you don't hunt animals for sport. You only hunt them for game. Just to eat.
Yeah, I'm not one for the sport hunting either. That's right. You know, Lord put that stuff here for us to eat and us to take care of for whatever other reasons, but not just to kill for fun.
I don't like harming an animal in any way. If I have to eat, though, I can understand it's justified. But I can't justify that just for sport. I can't do that.
It's like a peeve I have with some of those South American tribes. It's like there's certain fish that they'll catch that they won't eat, not because it's not edible, but because they have some religious, in their religion, some reason they can't do it.
I have a problem with religion leads you into starvation. Like, say for instance, some countries believe like cows are sacred, yet 3/4 of their population are starving and there's cows roaming all over the place. Okay, so on one hand, I see where you're gonna honor your rituals and your religious traditions. On the other hand, a growling belly, a hungry belly, and a starving child is not more or less important than that cow.
Right.
So, I think that God would rather you take care of your child that's starving and yourself than the cow.
Well,
in that aspect. Because that's where religion crosses a boundary into tormenting its own people.
Well, it's like, you know, when Moses was up on, was that Ararat? What was that mountain? He was Sinai. When he went up Sinai in the burning bush, it wasn't a head of lettuce that got trapped in that bush afterwards. It was ram. And what was he to do with that ram?
Eat it. Well, he's the sacrifice.
Make the sacrifice, but the sacrifice was different, and then what was left, there was always a meal.
Do you like the alone stuff that we're doing, where we separate and we're alone doing challenges? If you do, I want you to comment on here that you've watched some of our alone stuff and you like it.
That would be really kind, and let us know what direction to go. And if you don't like it, if there's something you would love to see us do, put that below too. You know,
hey, look, if it's reasonable, right, and it's not satanic, we'll be willing to do it.
You know, anything with history or your spiritual matters. You know, we would love to cover those items.
If you want to know if a place is haunted or not, even if you don't want it cleansed, we would look at it. We do that kind of stuff. That woman wanted us to do the Jailer's Inn because we were doing an extensive thing into it, trying to get some facts and names and stuff like that and dates up. And we did.
Yeah.
We answered, for real, we answered a lot of their questions about some of the things going on there at the Poly Jail.
That was something pretty neat.
And then the sheriff was confirmed in his belief that there was something negative there. So Jay helped confirm the sheriff's belief that there was something negative there.
Yeah, if you watch that.
And with him being that negative entity there has a definite hatred and a racial type bias type.
Boy, doesn't it though.
And so I can understand why the sheriff, because he's not Caucasian, would get that feeling of, I'm going to hurt you, or I don't want you in here, that kind of thing. So, not all good spirit. There's not all good spirits. Sometimes there's bad ones that are hateful spirits. They're just there for. Well, let's get her done.
Okay, here's how this.
Got nails in there, so we don't have to stop in the middle of
Yes.
this? Okay.
Here's how this is gonna go.
All right.
What I want you to do when we stand this up, kind of get it into place. I want you to even take that hammer, right? That's why it's sitting right there. I want you to tap the end of that to make sure it's butt up against this tight. Then come up here, start do your staples. You know, we'll make sure we're square, and then we'll do our
Make sure we're
nails.
on the line.
Right on the, and it should be pretty much the gray.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, I'll level it, and then I'll get you to shoot 2 nails down there.
Okay.
On the bottom. That'll hold it. I'll skimmy up the ladder, and I'll get the top, and then we can come all the way down with that. Sound good? All right, let's get this brace out the way.
Allow their wives to get hurt?
We'll allow the girl that's with them to do whatever. It's insane. Oh boy.
Do we need to push it that way forward some? Well,
Oh shit.
let's see what it is. All right.
This one was as heavy as those other ones.
Yeah, right.
Shit, I forgot to cut the door out.
You can cut it out right here. We can get down to it. You can cut it out.
I'll cut it out right there.
Like that?
All right, I'm picking this end up. Be careful. Whoa. I'm stuck on something.
Where are we stuck on?
I don't know.
Here, I'll help you. Come on.
Okay, yeah, pick
Go.
it up.
I'm helping you.
Let it go, baby.
You want me to
Do you
get
know
that?
where this lines up at?
Right here on this, on the other side. This back side's supposed to not go past the gray.
Right, okay.
Right there, right there. I see the gray right under it, right there.
Damn it.
Okay, it's this end. Then let me come around. Hold that side. Hold that side. I'll see what it is. Hold on.
Get the hammer
Yeah. I'm gonna try that.
and hit it right here, right here.
Huh?
Hit it right here.
And do what?
Hit it backwards towards me. There we go.
You
There
get this end down here. Okay, I'm in on this side. Whoa. Okay, now you want me to hit it towards you?
Yes, hit it towards me now.
Okay, you got it?
Yes, I have the whole thing. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Wait, I gotta make.
Okay. Okay. All right, come up here, baby. Well, now we gotta hit this back up here at the front. Crud. Because it needs to line up with the board like this. Okay, let me see. I might be able to.
Yeah, there you go. Right there?
Yep, let's have a nail. One nail right here. Like on the number 2 itself. We want it to be out so we can swivel. Okay. Now we need a square. That's not plugged in.
Why isn't it plugged in?
Because I was using the saw. Okay, that's good for the moment. Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Down?
Yeah. On the edges, more on the edge, you may not hit the, yeah.
I am hitting the side.
Okay. That's not gonna hit, there you go. All right, you're good.
Look at that. We almost got a whole room in.
Eh?
Well, this is nice.
Yeah, we're gonna come down here, we're gonna do the little 3 feet piece here, and then we'll do the piece of wall that touches over there. Like I said, and this will be one whole room. And what we can do is we can kind of, once we get this room done and we actually can see it physically, we'll kind of figure out where we want to put some things now that we see the size, and we'll get the plug boxes and start just setting them, like tacking it lightly in place.
Where we're gonna put stuff.
Yes.
And there's my door. My old wood. That's good luck. It's worth it.
I mean, I'm not a carpenter, and I know there's a lot of people watching this going, he's not a carpenter. But I never professed to be.
Neither one of us said we were carpenters. We know enough about it to build a home. That's it.
That's about it.
And it's taken us a while. You see that?
You want to give me that cat board while I'm up here? Yeah. Thank you.
I'm fixing to call it for the day and then come out tomorrow. You can come out and back out.